we're at with that, so it's kind of just otherwise the food service department feels like it's doing really good and just, so do you guys have questions? Yes.
When you say 342 was your top, and that's for 1 week,
I think it was 389.
and that's students.
That
So
would be,
That would be 14 meals for 389 students.
yes.
So that's a lot.
It's a lot of food. And they're in, I think for this, not having this remote program in this community, it was kind of mind blowing just to my staff alone. I mean, you would walk away and you'd almost cry because you're so tired, but you would cry with joy because there's a lot of need here. And there was people coming from, people we didn't know. And I feel like our staff knows the community people pretty well. They live, a lot of these, they went to school here. And this is a huge need. So I feel like this is an amazing program that is available. And now that the summer food service program, you haven't always been able to do this multiple meal pickup. So, yeah.
Is this something like, if Todd gets our greenhouse put up here this summer, like we could have like the other kids supplying vegetables too to this type of program? Hey, that way it could help fund that program too. You'd really be knowing how that works.
What's difficult about it is if you're gonna do, you kind of have a set menu. So when you disperse your menu out, so if we had enough lettuce, we did, I don't know, I'm trying to think I think we did a celery bunch. So they'd be able to prep and have some celery throughout the week, but you've got to have enough to be able to give it to everybody.
Yeah,
So,
you're buying from multiple farms, right?
Well, really, most of the stuff that I brought in from Michigan Produce came from Valley Hub. And so Valley Hub is a place, they're the middleman between us and the farmers. And they bring the product in and then they wash it, do whatever they need to do. Sometimes it's bagged up. And I think last year we did a bunch of different types of carrots. We did some rainbow carrots, some regular carrots, but they would bag them depending on how we wanted to do them. So if we were utilizing our, let's say, carrots over the course of 3 of the vegetables that we needed, they would bag up by that. So I'm not saying that's not possible, but we would definitely need to
you could go through Valley Hub with FFA and they can just supply anything to supplement other people.
Yeah.
It'd just be nice to be able to come, give back to the front of the community from that program too, so.
So it'd be interesting if we could win it financially, if you can sell. We may not be able to sell what we grow.
I think we can just wondering,
Yeah.
fundraise for their own program, they're always trying to raise money for those money. But no, it's great, it's a good deal.
It definitely was well talked about at the shack. It was people, because I would give them last call, if you're gonna go, you better go now. We're open till 6, they're not.
Yeah. So it was a great program. So I'm excited to do it again. And obviously at the staff, that's a big thing. This group of people, they had a great time. And a lot of 2 of the people were, they have to go find other jobs in the summer. So this gave full-time work and they were up there for full-time. It was a lot of food, a lot of, basically Monday through Thursday and then on to the distribution and then you get food back in on Friday and it starts all over again. So, yeah.
It would be good to do school of choice, have school of choice flyers. We said that about trunk or treat when we obviously had kids from all over. And then it was isn't Delta great?
So, well, that's what I had to update you guys with.
Thank you so
So,
much.
yeah.
All right, good things, any board trustees have anything for us? And good thing for Superintendent Nice John.
Yeah, I have a couple this week. First of all, these are from Katie Levette to Tammy Whitmore. You are so amazing. I appreciate all that you do for everyone in our building. This one's to Bobby. Thank you so much for always being helpful and willing to just listen. It's more from Katie. Denise Eagle, you are always so willing to help whenever or wherever it is needed. I appreciate you so much. Dan Phillips, thank you for always being a listening ear. I appreciate you. Amber Martin, thank you for being such a support system for our students. I appreciate you. DKMS staff, thank you for always having each other's backs, we can do hard things. And Marty Troutman, this is also from Cape Tech, thank you for always being such a supportive teacher. You are always willing to listen. Thank you. My daughter loves you. So
Very
there
good.
goes to all of those.
Nice job. Thank you for that. Moving on to the superintendent's report, staff movements.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of keep you guys in the loop. I know I talked to all of you. At the next meeting, I wanted to answer any questions that you had as a board. At the next meeting, I'll be putting forward some changes in administrator placement. So, first of all, I think at the last meeting, you saw that Jim was retiring. So with that, we have talked about doing some internal shifting to start, which would include moving Greta up to high school principal, moving Marty from the elementary to the high school assistant principal role, which will be a great thing for the high school, big loss for the elementary. And then we're talking about how to structure the middle school. I've had 2 meetings. I have one on Monday to kind of talk about like K-8 look, and then one on tomorrow or Thursday. That will be after school at 3 o'clock. So if any of you wanted to jump on Zoom, I'll put it on the Google Meet as well. If you guys have it in person, I'll just do it on both. But the first meeting, there was a lot of questions, a lot of, I think, surprise, and people not comfortable with change and that. So we're going to be working through it. The proposal that I'm putting out and that we're kind of talking through right now is moving Bobby to a K-8 principal and then hiring an assistant principal to kind of oversee the elementary side of things. And obviously Bobby would work with them and mentor them. So, and then hopefully finding someone that's eager within the has a strong knowledge base of elementary, and then can kind of work, we're developing the next set of leaders. So that's kind of the goal and kind of the vision with it, and just looking at what's best for the district moving forward. So if you have any suggestions, I'd be more than happy to talk with you individually and meet with you. And obviously it's a great time to be in this district, and there's a lot of cool things that are happening. Just moving forward and doing the best for the kids. Are there any questions on that?
I think, first of all, Jim leaving is a big loss for us, but we certainly appreciate the many years of service he's given us and helped us with this transition with you coming on board, and a lot of changes in the last few years. So lots of good things happening, and I think we're definitely headed in the right direction with some of that stuff. So we're here to support you guys. In my opinion, so you guys seem to work really well as an administration team. You are meeting the goals that we're setting as a board for you guys and the direction you want to take the district, and we're here to support you guys. So, that's, we value that input of what you guys working together on how you want to structure things, and appreciate everybody, keeping everybody in the loop, and I appreciate the good, communication you've had with the whole, this entire district basically over all of this. So obviously we want to make sure that the staff feels supported with this kind of stuff, and nobody likes change, but sometimes change is good and sometimes it's not. I think working together on that, I think we're doing good there, and excited to see where it takes you.
Absolutely. And people definitely have, everybody is passionate about it, which is a good thing. So we'll move forward and do what's best.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, I do have one other thing. I apologize. I wanted to bring this up with you. There is another retirement that's happening. Mark Doster is going to hang up his badge, so to speak, for working as the SRO here. So we are in the process of working with, and I'm still getting the final numbers and working with this, but I'm talking to Mike Risen and continuing that relationship with Prairieville Township, where they would bill us. It would be a Prairieville Township officer. The one thing that might happen, which is nice, is Officer Doster has been part-time. We might have the ability to get someone full-time here which could be a nice benefit to the school where they would be doing some things that would be interesting and kind of different than the rest of a typical SRO. So, they're looking at getting a officer certified because with our grant for the safety grant, we have to have an MCOL certified officer. So they have an officer in mind that the state is going to pay $24,000 to get them trained. It will take from August to December to get them trained. During that time, the Prairieville and Berry Township will cover they'll cover the SRO position in that time of the person's getting trained. Then the person who's a parent and a parent here from the community, really top-notch guy, while he's getting trained, he will then come on in January once he graduates. And then he'll be here full-time with us. And the neat thing is he's currently working as an EMT. And once he gets that time in, this is where we can use him and it will offset some costs, because I know the additional cost of bringing a full-time officer on has to be matched somewhere. So what will happen is we'll be able to use him to potentially teach some EMS courses and other courses that we're paying through Kennedy Valley Community, or KCC, sorry, I'm going back to my Plainville days, KCC, there should be KCC, but KCC, that is probably $34,000, which the difference is pretty close to that anyway. So, it would actually be a pretty even move with us. And then during the 12 weeks of the summer, he would work the road and take vacations and stuff, but that's the little parts we're working on with the township on that. So I think it would be a positive to have someone here full-time, just to add the extras of easy.
We're not leery at all about having to be a parent, current parent.
No, I think he's,
You know what I mean? Seems like it might be almost
Parents
better.
are teachers and parents are administrators and, I mean, I see what you're saying.
yeah, I would, I hear he's.
I like that it's a community member rather than having somebody from the sheriff's office come.
Right. But I mean, like Mark Dodge.
I like him better care.
Like you're worried like he's not gonna
Well,
punish his children or something?
yeah, I don't know. Well, we've had it before where like the kids were became part of the role. Anyway,
Oh, hopefully, yeah, and that would be up to us, the
yeah,
police, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this Devin you're talking about?
Yes,
That'd be great.
he's a very nice man and very
what's
good.
his last name?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
He works with Cradle now.
Yeah.
You would recognize him, he's at all the football games, he
Yeah.
does everything around here. He's not in the reserve force right now as well, so.
Alright. Bond.
So in your packets today, we have Todd here, who's here to talk about anything that you have questions on regarding the Series 1 of the bond, which is the athletic improvements area. And you are approving the bids, the final bids that came out. They're all in your packet. And if you have any questions, Todd's here to help out and answer them.
District learning plan.
It's easy work, Todd.
What's that?
I said easy work.
This is the answer, I mean, if they got specific.
Oh, I say, are we gonna do that now?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so Todd's here for that, and then district.
We're gonna make them wait the whole meeting.
Is that it for questions?
That's what I was thinking, and then district disciplinary plans in your package as well are some, although it looks like the weather is going to cooperate with us for the time being, and, fingers crossed, I don't think it's
Yeah.
But, we have 2 more snow days left before we lose the ability apply for additional forgiveness unless the legislature state comes in. So what I would propose is that we try to do distance learning days, so we don't have to extend the school year. So it would be, and you should have a copy of it in your packet, but it's, the kids would log in every day, we would send the iPads home to kindergartners, and they would just do school like a regular school day. The state changed the rules this year, so we're having to call them distance learning days versus a virtual day. The virtual days were removed, and we had up to, I think it was 14 last year, that we could call virtual days. But now distance learning is, the nuance on it is distance learning is you start at 7:50 and you end at 2:30. You don't have to be on the whole time, or 2:50. You don't have to be on the whole time, but you have to have attendance taken in every period. It mimics the school day. You have to do instruction, so you might do 30 minutes of instruction. Like in the elementary would be an example is, all right, we're gonna do our words, we have these papers, and then turn them loose. They go home, they do a snowman for PE or whatever they want to do for PE and how they work it, and then they come back at 1, do the same thing, and take attendance again. So it's mimicking the regular school day. That's the difference between distance learning and virtual.
So this will go, we have 2 more snow days?
We have 2 more.
And then if we burn them up, then we.
Then we need to get that. So once this gets approved, I'm gonna be sending some letters to parents and then explaining this process. That's how we're gonna do it, so.
So like the last snow day we had, wasn't that the first of last?
That's the first of the
So
three.
we have to apply for those, though, correct?
Correct.
I remember one year we didn't do that properly, and then we lost the ability to claim those, so
Okay.
just, I don't know how that process works, but I.
Becky is on it and she's aware of that.
There was something else for that.
There was more hours.
Was there
Because
something-
you're allowed 10 hours of PD.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Is there ever be like a threshold for like attendance?
75%. So if after the first one we're at 22%, we might just have to cut our ties and then say we're gonna be going to 210 or whatever.
So is this going on the assumption that the kids always take their Chromebooks home?
That would be what part of the plan is that we're gonna be, if there's inclement weather of it,
Yeah.
we're gonna be announcing. to
So
kids.
if we know, yeah, but if we don't, then,
Yeah, if it's, I don't
you
know.
know, a Monday and you didn't have the forecast. you know.
Correct.
Or power outage or something.
Yeah.
Or flood in middle school?
That's never happened
Any of
before.
those hypotheticals.
Yeah, hypothetical.
You gotta be nice like a truck, you can go through them.
Uh-huh.
I think it's great. Thanks for getting out ahead of it and
Yep.
making it an option.
All right. All right, sounds good. Finance.
So we met on the 9th and we're on the bills list. We talked about the title grants, the final allocation was $37,000 more that we received. We talked about the, was it 27I?
Al,
The payout on that to the staff. We looked, no, we actually didn't look at, but we talked about we're gonna have the athletic insurance renewal. The rep is gonna come in and hopefully it's not gonna cost a lot more. And then, Cindy talked a little bit about the state aid for next year, for 26, 27, and that was it.
Bond. Jesse?
Everything's pretty well wrapped up for athletics, the ag barn, pending our approval. We're meeting tomorrow to start work on the middle school.
Glad to go to quite credit for that.
All right. Negotiations. Kathy, did you guys?
We haven't met, I think the 24th is the next one.
Look forward to this next meeting.
Yeah.
And then personnel, we basically went through all of those that we already discussed with the staff movements and administration movements, so.
Do you recommend, us attending via Zoom on Thursday versus in person?
Doesn't matter.
Is that?
There was a lot of people in person. It was like, the first one, we had probably 35 total.
Are you meeting here?
Yeah, in the, well, in the library. that
We
was it.
just can't have more.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Sounds good. Elementary, Ms. Lindstrom.
Well, it's been a little clunky coming back from Christmas break, which seems like forever ago, but with all the snow days, and then we have had some sicknesses, with our students in the building. We have influenza A and B, kind of running rampant, a little chickenpox action, so, attendance has been a struggle, so we haven't really gotten our feet back on completely yet, but I know that we will very soon with all these wonderful spring days. We do have Kids Art Challenge going on right now. Mr. Gonzalez doing that with the kiddos visit every year, and just raising awareness for healthy arts, kind of just teaches all about taking care of each other and warning signs of heart issues, and does it for all the levels, so it's kind of a great thing for the kids, and they can earn prizes through that, raising awareness. We have a new literacy coach from the ISD, so Leah moved. She was an RK1 supporter. Her name is Stephanie Watkins that's joining us. It's been a little bit of a slow roll because of the weather and things, but I'm hoping that I can learn first grade teachers will take advantage of her knowledge base and get to know her and accept her into their classrooms. The literacy coaches, they've come and presented before. Part of the thing that I would really like to see them do more of is either instructional coaching within the classroom, or teachers just having them come and observe them so they can get feedback too. Not just meeting with them as like outside coaching, because they can do that too, half-day coaching opportunities they have, where they get out of the classroom and just meet with the coach. Which is the more in the classroom to see it in action, so I got to observe that today. In the second grade class, one of our literacy coaches was in there and she was modeling for the teacher, and it was excellent. So I'm hoping that our teachers will take more advantage of that, but it's a great opportunity that we have through the ISD. So we have two of those people that come in at different levels. We had Valentine's parties on Friday. It was major chaos in my building. I felt like there were so many adults, and I felt sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking, but the kids had a great time and parents were excited to be in the building, and it was very alive and fun in the building. We do have preschool roundup coming up, and it looks a little different with our free pre-K for all. So that's exciting. We still are encouraging our families to sign up. So if you know anybody that hasn't signed up, please make sure to encourage them to do that. But we still have the 3-year-olds program too, as we were running before. Daycare has been shuffling. We've had some changes, and we've had to cancel and a couple of after school times, but we are now back to being fully staffed. I've had the opportunity to be in there the last week and really see some things that we could improve on. So I'm going to take a more active role in the improvement of our daycare and making sure that we are providing that wraparound care that is a good, quality, safe program for our students. So I'm excited to get that just more up and running in a more positive way. I don't know how to say it, but I just think that with what we have coming down the pipe with our bond, we just need to build that excitement for what's to come when we do have the opportunity to provide more care for families. And we do have literacy night that's coming up on March 20th. We're doing a Friday night from 4 to 5, trying to maybe get the after school before games, hit those families. We're just doing cookies and cocoa this year. It's called Books Plus Bites Equals Cocoa Delights. So we would love it if any of the board members want to participate, whether you're handing out cookies or even being there to greet people and introduce yourselves as the board, whatever you'd like to do. Nikki Massineri is kind of heading up the whole thing. I don't know if she's contacted you already or been nudging you. Okay. Well, she would love to have you there, I would love to have you there. And real quick, we have 3 students in our level up room right now, so that's the theater that we talked about last month. They are all, one's young 5s and, yes, one's young 5s and 2 are kindergarten, and it is interesting. It is interesting, and our staff that is serving in there are learning so much every day, and I think we have started to see some light at the end of the tunnel with some of our students, some growth. So it's been a slow roll, but exciting. And just that consistency in the school days helps. So when there's no days, they come back, it's a little rough. Even having an extra day off, those 3-day weekends, but it's going really great, and I'm proud of the staff that's in there. They're doing a great job. So that's it.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Oh, also, wait, can I say one thing? Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good, go ahead.
Yeah, you have a question too?
You go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say, I appreciate so much the support that everyone has given me to be in the elementary building, but I am thrilled to be moving to the high school just because I feel that I'll be a better, confident leader. It's more my wheelhouse experience that I had in the past. I'll be able to use those skills, so I'm really excited, but I also want to thank you so much for the opportunity that I had in elementary, because I've enjoyed it. I love those kids, and the staff, I love the building, so thank you.
Absolutely, thank you, we appreciate it. All right,
My question was.
yes,
So when we say, and this is just confusing to me, and so I just wanna, when we say free pre-K, that's just 4-year-olds.
Correct.
Because I think that is a little confusing for people, because they think pre-K is also 3-year-olds is pre-K. But we have to just say free 4-year-old.
The state is currently piloting a 3-year-old free pre-K,
Okay,
so there might be more to come on that.
And
okay,
I think it's hard to say the age because of the
Yes.
birth dates.
got it.
So I think it's easier for it to be,
But I think it's good for all of us to be clear, because I misinformed some.
yeah.
Because
Because I don't think
wasn't
that,
aware.
most schools don't have a 3-year-old program.
No, that's-
So,
Yeah.
normal schools, it's just a pre-K, so that's what it is, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because somebody had asked me, and I was like, oh, no. it's
We're
free.
putting out, I have a brochure coming that we're working on right now that kind of outlines the different age and what we offer for that age.
I can't remember if the flyer that's in our newsletter, our most current newsletter has a flyer for the registration for the pre-K, the roundup. It might be, there might be some details.
More
on there.
specified, yeah. It's hard to say, just to.
So yes, 3-year-olds, generally speaking, 3-year-olds will be a tuition
As
base.
of this moment.
4-year-olds will be free pre-K GSRP, and then 5-year-olds will either be developmental pre-K or
Okay,
regular kindergarten.
gotcha. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tillman.
Like we said, opportunity and interesting, very positive. All right, lots to go. Happy New Year. I haven't seen all of you since before Christmas. First thing, I wanted to say a big shout out to our student council and led by Mrs. Lebeck and a lot of help from Mrs. Williams and our new Corey Einhardt, who is our new middle school counselor who started when we came back from break. They all helped put together our Great Kindness Challenge week in the middle school. It was supposed to be that last week in January, but because the week before we didn't come to school, we pushed it to the first week in February, which is also the start of Kindness Month, through Capturing Kids' Hearts. But they did a phenomenal job, just a lot of just positive affirmation for one another. They made a whole bunch of the cup things for the grounding, the sleeves, there we go. There were actually some really, really great drawings on there. So it was a great week and everybody just looking out for one another and just affirming one another. So thank you to all of them. Now I'm gonna hit you with a ton of data. So we are doing the Strive for 95, which is our attendance challenge for February. So when I was looking through our data, February was our lowest month, which was about 89% was our attendance rate last year. So what we're doing every day in room 10, 11 in the cafeteria, there's a whiteboard that just lists out what our school percentage is and what each grade level is to let them know where they're at. And we're striving to get at 95%. I just picked a number because it rhymed, we strive, so I said 95. If we get there, great. If we don't, we're striving for it. So in our first week, we were at 88% attendance for the week, but we had 189 students, and right now we're at like 268, I believe. So we had 189 students that were there all week. Last week, we were at 90% as a school. We had 183 students that had perfect attendance. So far, our high day was last Tuesday. We had 92% attendance across the building. Count day was Wednesday, and we hit 91% last Wednesday. So just having them in there to get counted so we get that money. So fifth grade has hit 95% 5 times in the 10 or in 9 days. So they've hit 95%. So they've been knocking it out of the park. So they've been doing a really, really good job. Each week I've been doing a perfect attendance drawing, so 12 students, so I do 3 from each grade, and I just buy them some Sweetwater donuts. So today they had the drawing, and those kids got that. I gave our teachers also perfect attendance because it helps me as well. So last week at our staff meeting, somebody, Tiny won a $25 gift card for herself, so I'll do another drawing this week for the staff. So we've been doing that, and we'll probably do it all the way up to spring break, but really just a month with sickness and all the things that if we can get here, especially because we have, well, it's really important to focus on it. Next is our STAR testing. So we had our second round of STAR testing, which we switched to from NWEA. Most of it got done in January, one of those days that we actually didn't have school. We got it done. And we finished up, everybody's been tested in the building as of last week. We got through everyone. So some quick numbers on that. Growth-wise, so growth from, I did anybody who grew at all from September's test to this test. In 5th grade math, we had 83% growth, and 83% of the students grew in math. In reading, it was 67% of the students. For 6th grade, math was 88% of the students grew, and for reading, it was 58%. 7th grade math was 77% of the students grew, and then 66% in reading. And then in 8th grade math, it was 74% of the students grew, and then in reading, it was only 44%. Again, it's still growth. Now, proficient part, which again is when you talk, I gave my presentation, I really want to get to the point where we have kids that are proficient. So we have a lot of great numbers I'm about to share, and I'm really hopeful that this is going to turn into great results on our MSTEP when it comes up in April. So this is our first go-round with STAR. So I'm excited because we have Freckle, that's part of the intervention that goes along with it. It's all the same program. So whatever you do on the test, you get to work on when you work on in Freckle. I have more interventionists in the building. We have Mrs. Ferguson, Mrs. Ludwig, Mr. Eastway. They are all working with different grade levels right now to help with intervention every single day. But for proficiency right now, in math, I had 66% of my kids at proficient. In reading, we are at 66 as well. 6th grade math, we are at 69% of the kids were at proficient. And then in reading, there was 64% of our students were proficient. Math for 7th grade was 65%, and reading was 57%. And then 8th grade, we were at 61% for math, and then 66% for reading. So overall, that's giant numbers where we're at right now. So I'm hoping that this, all the work we're doing and what we put in again, not only with Freckle and STAR, but catching kids' hearts, focusing on attendance and everything that we're trying to do here, I hope that's leading to where that this data is telling me right now. So again, even with missing days and the break and all of that in January, they knocked it out of the park when it came to this testing. So I'm hoping that this is leading to a great place. So that's where we are with testing right now. And then we will, when we come back from spring break, is when we get into MSTEP. We start that first Wednesday, and we do it either 3 or 4 Wednesdays in a row, PSAT for our 8th graders, and then everybody else taking MSTEP. So I'm hoping we're going to get there. We started working on scheduling, thanks to Jeremy, kind of keeping us in the bus to get rolling on that. The high school has already started, so that means I have to start as well for the middle schoolers. Some great opportunities with the money that we've been spending all over the place through these bonds. Next year, our 8th graders are going to have exploratory agriculture class, which is the FFA class. So they're going to have an 8th grade class in high school doing that. And then through our CTE, we're calling it Intro to CTE Trades, which will be 3 weeks of welding, 3 weeks of woods, and 3 weeks of Ignite. They're going to have those classes up in the high school as well. So all the stuff that we are putting down, we're trying to get it into the high school so that when they get to the high school, they're ready to roll. And that we're using all this money that we're spending, we're using it. So they will have those introductions. The next part is getting approval and saying yes, and then selling it to their parents that their babies can survive an hour in high school. Yeah.
Amen.
And then another piece is geometry. Now, we have geometry in the middle school. We are shifting that to the high school. So scheduling that out. My plan is to have that the last hour of the day. So first hour of the day, they'll have the intro to trades and then the exploratory agriculture. Last hour of the day will be geometry. So right now, I think we have about eight kids that will take geometry, eighth graders next year. So getting all the logistics and transitioning back and forth, getting into that. With scheduling next year, my 7th and 8th graders are going to have a choice. They've never got to pick a class before. My 7th graders will get to pick between PE and STEM class, and then the 8th graders will get to choose between PE, STEM, and art class. So that's just because Lee Worthy and those 2 high school classes we're doing, they're doing that. That means we don't have credibility for everything else, but I have lots of kids who don't love gym, who really would love, PE, who would really love to have art and STEM again, so I'm going to give our older kids that opportunity to start picking some classes. We're still going to have 5th graders taking computer class because I think it's really important that they really get to know that Chromebook and how to use it, and then I'm going to give the 6th graders art as well. But the only thing that's tugging at me is STEM. I really still want them to come down here because that room is awesome. Mr. Bates did an awesome job, and I still want. That's why 7th grade doesn't only get 2 options, but that's where we're going with that. I want to say thank you to the PTO. So I went to me and Marty were at the first meeting of the PTO, trying to do all that great work, kind of putting some ease to a lot of questions from my staff. It's just we took it the same help when it comes to going to Chicago, going on these different field trips over there. So yeah, we'll help with the camp and all that for our 5th graders going to camp. So they're still doing all that. And then they sold candy grams last week for Valentine's Day. So thank you to them. Talking to the staff about the realignment and some ideas they may have. You know, the worries. It's very nice to hear. They don't worry about me as much as just the workload that it's going to be. And you know, if we okay that and we go that route, we have lots of time to plan. And again, I fully understand what that all means, doing both, and how much time and how much work that's going to be, and I'm up for the challenge if that's the route we want to go as a district. And I hear their concerns, and my job from whenever we decide until first day we meet in August is to make sure we're ready to roll, and I guarantee we will be ready to roll. So, also very excited about the bond discussion. You know, I've sat through a lot of meetings about different things that I care about, but I'm like, I need to talk about my locker room, my flooding, and all of those things. So I'm really excited about those conversations. I was in Plainwell when the middle schools, you know, they did the work on them. It's exciting to have new stuff, especially, again, I love the work that happens inside of that building, but you can look at it and see what it is. So, and then lastly, again, just a very big thank you to the staff, students, families, everyone, flexibility, the patience, because again, all of the snow days, really quick right after break. And then again, coming into the great flood, all of a sudden I was at the PTO meeting and I'm on my way home and I'm coming back because there's 2 inches of water sitting in, you know, Mr. Phillips' room, or, you know, maybe he stuck something in that drain or whatever. So, but again, it's been back and forth with all the different things from the start of 2026, just everybody being willing to work as hard as they are. So I'm very thankful for that. So thank you to all of you and everybody listening, just being patient and flexible. So that's all I got from this.
We appreciate that. Appreciate you joining us.
You did a great job.
Thanks.
So what's the name of that?
Yeah. So is it because like we have influenza A and B going around there too, or is it like what's the data showing the reason why we're having absences in those ones? Just people not showing up or?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is sickness.
Okay.
Again, I'm sending kids home every single day who are coughing up lungs and have fevers and things like that. And so there's that, and there's just sometimes when it's cold outside, people don't want to get up and come to school. So if I can push them through that, I just don't feel like being here. That gets us from 88% to 92, 93%. If I dangle something in front of them, again, the middle school mind is a little different than the second graders. They have a little more advocacy for themselves. I just don't feel like
No, I really like that. I mean, what doesn't get measured doesn't get improved, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's good to put it out in front of people. I was just curious, if you
Yeah.
just get a lot of kids that are like, yeah, I'm not coming.
And I will say the fifth graders get real hyped when they see that they hit 95 or they see that they're the highest. Because again, being new in the building and the youngest, it's like, yeah, we can do better things than
Yeah.
everybody else can do. So
Yeah,
they get
the
really
bragging
excited about
factor.
it. Yeah.
Well, posting the stats, I think, was brilliant.
Yeah.
When I was at a workplace one time and they shared what their sales were, and I go, you should post that, because it doesn't make me work any, I mean, my pay didn't change, but knowing that made me work harder, like, what were our sales this week? I mean, it really, I think, not everybody works in that, but I'm like, I love stats. I think it's awesome.
Very good. Thank you. High school, I mean.
I do.
Martin.
Martin, all right.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, she's already,
I'll do it. Jim and Brett are both at senior night honoring our basketball seniors, so Jim gave me, I won't go into all the depth that he does,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick to the facts. Our wrestlers who are moving to regionals, congrats to them at Saturday in Leslie. Those top 4 were at districts to qualify as well. Mitchell Swift, Evan Stampler, Mason Ferris, Griffin Harmon, Mendon Phillips, Alex Sinkler, Kayla McClellan, and in the girls' districts, Olivia Post. And she is gonna be wrestling on Sunday at Portage Northern. We get to host district basketball next week. Games are on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Our team is seeded second, so they play the Maple Valley on Wednesday in the semis and hope to play in the district final on Friday night. Follies is also next week, 26th, 27th, 28th. Shows each night at 7 p.m. with a noon matinee on Saturday. Tickets are available at the door. That's a lot on week.
that's a lot, Friday night.
Yeah.
That's all. They got that going on Friday night,
Yes, the 28th. Yeah, yeah.
or
27th.
27th.
Mhm.
Wow, that is a lot.
They sent a bus load of 48 kids to Berry County Career Center in Hastings just today. It was really good exposure and exploration for the students. The scheduling process is going full speed ahead. Incoming freshmen are done making course requests and will be starting with the next year's seniors next week. Exciting new options for students with robotics, choir, and an allied health 2 class, AP government, vocational math, and others. Also, high school staff will be teaching some exploratory classes to middle school students, like Mr. Tillman shared, and agricultural science and the various trades classes. And lastly, the Bass Club is gearing up with 35 kids. That's quite a bit.
Wow.
We have a new proposal from a student for a student newspaper also that Mr. Pennell has agreed to sponsor. And Mr. Hogan says, I love how many options we have for our kids here at DK. It's such an exciting time at DKHS.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Okay, CKEF.
Yeah. I'm Julie McCoy, I'm filling in for our fearless leader, Marcia Bassett. She's at a very important meeting in East Lansing. Michigan State is playing UCLA.
I understand.
I really appreciate your statistics too, because I remember the school that I attended was the inner city high school. And, we had low test scores, but one thing I remember, my senior year, our attendance averaged 66%. Wow, so I can really appreciate Delton County schools having a decent attendance right now. So I got 3 pieces of propaganda I put over there, and just real quickly, we're doing some pretty good stuff, I think. We're having a community, one of our bi-monthly community meetings at the middle school cafeteria. And we're competing with your Cocoa and that. I'm wondering, what kind of snacks do you provide for Cocoa?
We're doing
Snacks.
cookies.
Cookies?
Just,
Okay. But anyway, we're gonna talk
Girl
about,
Scout cookies.
like summer concert series, details about the pocket park that they're looking at doing in downtown Dalton, and community auction that I'm conducting the auction May 2nd at the Moose Lodge. The housing project that we can get it started. We got a $1.5 million grant just recently, so out in the spring, we're gonna start on, and maybe have a house built by the fall. 45 houses there, plus a 12-unit apartment building. So that's really exciting for Delta, and we're trying to recruit young families. That's the purpose of the whole Revitalize Delta, to get young families so we can increase the enrollment at the school. So that's really a good thing. And we've got some business owners going to be talking to. And then the other ones, we're having the DKF, our gala this year is at the Gilmore Car Museum. And I'd really like to get, staff and teachers out for this one. It's $75 per person. We have meals, entertainment, live auction, silent auction. We're doing a tour of the main building of the Gilmore Car Museum, which could be fun to be done lately. This is at the Summer House. If you haven't been there yet, it's an all glass building. It's a really cool place. Come just for that, really. 6,000 square foot all glass building. And the flyer has our QR code and the website on there to sign up if you want to. And I'd really like to get the teachers to come up with this one. And then I just want to briefly mention the auction we're going to have in May, because we're going to give some of the proceeds to the DKEF for the, looking at maybe a student scholarship and also for the teacher grants. So trying to support the local, the school district. So there's a flyer on that also. Let me see, in November, we gave 4 grants for $6,919. We skipped the summer, we didn't have a meeting. January, we gave, we awarded 2 grants for $57.32. And so far, for the 25-26 school year, we've awarded $59,314 in teacher grants.
That's awesome. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good news. Thank you for that. Okay, moving on to 7B. Personnel resignations, Allison Pack, date year effective February 4th, 2026. And retirements, Jim Holcomb, effective June 30th, 2026. 8, consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are those which the board has previously deliberated or that can be classified as routine items of business. There will be no separate discussion on these prior to the time the board votes on the motion unless members of the board or public request specific items to be discussed or pulled from the consent agenda. A is approval of previous meeting minutes from January 20th regular board and February 10th special board workshop. And there was a change to that, Kelly meeting minutes. And Andy was absent, which was noted, but he didn't have a vote on the action item, so those will be changed.
And John.
B, approval of February 9th, 2026 financial report, which is January bills, and C, approval of the support staff appointments and reassignments. Macy Bowen, elementary care professional, and Amy Zillick, reassigned as care level 1 to care level 2. So looking for motion support to approve the consent agenda as listed. So moved. Andy, support. Jesse. Mr. Dill, Mrs. Forsythe.
Aye.
Mrs. Martin.
Aye.
Mr. Shavers.
Aye.
Mr. Schoenberg.
Aye.
I vote aye as well, motion is carried. There you go. All right. Moving on to 9, action items. Approval of spring 25-26 coaching position resolution. Looking.
Page 44.
There we go. Okay. So the track, Dale Grimes, varsity boys track head coach. Jason Fleeser, varsity boys track assistant coach. Katie Engel, varsity girls track head coach. Tyler Bordeaux, varsity girls track assistant coach. Sarah Mast, middle school track head coach. Jenny Beaver, middle school track assistant coach. Michael Erzma, middle school track assistant coach. Golf would be Nick Hass as head coach. Jim Hogan as JV coach. Softball, Jason Stoner, head coach. Baseball, Cameron Kukrow, head coach. So looking for motion and support to approve the spring 25-26 coaching position resolution is listed. Support. Kelly and Justin.
So why did we vote on some of these last month?
I,
We did, yes,
Or-
but
that's what I was thinking. I wonder, was it because of?
Okay, so yeah, that's a conversation that needs to be had, I guess, with you guys, is when a new hire comes in for coaching staff, how I was directed is to put them in to get approved. But Greta then creates a spring coaching thing then for you guys to do
as a whole.
as a whole. So more or less, what would you guys prefer? Would you like me to not send it to you prior to the spring that's coming? Or I still send it to you? Or if any changes are made afterwards is only when I put it in?
And I would ask C what we could do. C would be put the coaching list as a whole in the consent agenda, because it would then be, we would
Repetitive.
approve the individual coach as they get hired. So like Cameron Cooper just got hired last meeting for baseball, but then we would add the whole list to be approved in the consent agenda.
Sure. And I think some of that stemmed from wanting, years ago, like there was questions about like just the continuation of some coaches, and then there was talks of wanting to have some of them renew every year.
So the continuation one, should that be its own list of consent, and then
Well-
any new hire to be approved separately?
In a lot of places, once you're hired as a coach, unless you resign or then it's up to the athletic director to say every year, hey, we want to keep you, or we need to part ways.
So what's the damage of voting on it twice if nothing's changed?
Nothing.
But we just spent more time talking about it.
But I do like, especially new hires.
Yeah.
I do like.
New hires should be,
They can be, after, New Year's, they may be doing some workouts,
Yeah.
4-man workouts.
We might not know about it until.
Right.
Yeah.
I would like to see the resumes of the new ones.
yeah, without a doubt, we'll do it that way, we'll do every new year, and then every season, we'll put it in the consent agenda for you to see.
Yeah, I like this format where you can see it all in one page.
Yeah, no, right. That's very helpful.
Yep.
Any other questions or concerns?
Did you go?
Mrs. Forsythe?
Aye.
Mr. Dill? Mrs. Martin?
I,
Mr. Shaver?
Aye.
Mr. Stoneburner?
Aye.
I vote aye as well, motion is carried.
One absent.
C, approval of leave of absence for Kim Path. Looking for motion support to approve leave of absence as listed.
so,
Kelly?
Support.
Andy, any discussion? Mr. Shaver?
Aye.
Mr. Stoneburner?
Aye.
Mrs. Martin?
I,
Mrs. Forsythe?
Aye.
Mr. Dill? I vote aye as well, motion is carried.
One absent.
D, approval of the band field trip. Band camp field trip. With promotion support to approve band camp field trip as listed.
so
Kelly?
Support.
Andy? Any discussion?
this is a working, this is where they're gonna like their marching show. This season.
Yeah, I think they used to do it before
None of
COVID.
my kids have ever gone, so it's been a while.
Yeah, she talked about it, and now they want to bring it back.
They never been.
Looks like quite the itinerary.
Band camp has been here,
They haven't,
not away.
yeah, it's been a while, because none of my children have gone away for band camp, it's been on site.
here, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Mrs. Martin?
Aye.
Mr. Shaver?
Aye.
Mr. Schoenberg?
Aye.
Mrs. Forsythe?
Aye.
Mr. Dill? I vote aye as well, motion is carried. E, approval of MASB Board of Directors elections. Okay, so yeah, please see hits MASB candidate booklet, 6 seats are up for election this year, 3-year terms unless otherwise noted. The candidates are unopposed, regions 2, 3, and 4. So we will need to vote at the board, and then Smith will submit the vote. So,
We're region 6.
yep.
We choose one.
Does anybody have anything open up for nominations of who anybody would like to?
I read through them and I would like, if, I would suggest that Tiana Harrison. Because,
Not Harrison? Okay.
so, anybody else?
I trust Kelly's.
I shouldn't.
But I'm okay with it.
Okay. Any other thoughts on that or any other?
So there's 2 incumbents. Tina's not currently serving, looks like. Right?
I just read Ashley's letter.
And we're just voting for one?
Correct.
Yeah.
Even though there's 2 incumbents?
One of the 3, yeah.
You can choose differently.
But how can there be 2 incumbents?
Yeah, that's a good
And
question.
only one,
That's why I
and
asked.
only choosing one?
That is a very good
Last year, I think you voted for Odell and
Yeah.
Is Odell on there?
Yeah, there's Odell.
When I log in, though, it only allows me to select one. That's why
It's
I asked that.
one.
Maybe-
maybe goes by population.
I wonder if maybe
Our
there's less-
population went down.
Yeah. Okay. We do have a few more weeks if we wanna, I know, if we do it wrong, we can maybe fix it.
Amend it.
Yeah. Just saying.
Is there something in particular that you saw that stood out?
No, I think that team's gonna win.
Her friends are all gonna be called Tiana, so.
I don't actually know.
All right, looking for motion support to approve Tiana Harrison as the MASB Board of Directors election.
So,
Any,
Support.
any other discussion? To that?
Yeah, it only says old. It only says like home.
Okay, so maybe they're right.
Okay, that was next month.
So now you're doing it, so we don't have to go.
Correct.
No.
So
She doesn't.
this is a different thing than what
Oh, okay, is the, don't.
We're off the hook.
Go somewhere?
you have something else you have to do. That's all.
Mr. Shaver.
Aye.
Mrs. Schoenberger.
Aye.
Mrs. Martin.
Aye.
Mr. Dill.
Aye.
Mrs. Forsythe.
I,
I vote aye as well, motion is carried.
when I,
Congratulations, Tiana.
That's good.
For us. Approval of district distance learning plans. Looking for motion support to approve district distance learning plan as listed. Support Andy and Justin. Any other discussion? I'm hearing you going over that. Any other questions?
I'm just wondering, when are we getting to the bond? We are gonna ask questions about that?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, put it back.
We see best for last.
Jay,
All right.
we're on G.
Yeah.
Mrs. Martin,
Aye.
Mrs. Forsythe,
We're on F.
Mr. Dill, Mrs. Forsythe.
Aye.
Come on, keep up.
Aye.
Mr. Dill.
Aye.
Mr. Shaver.
Aye.
Mr. Stoneberg.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. G, approval of PKM as Chicago trip for May 2026. Looking for motion support to approve the Chicago trip as listed. So, Andy,
Support.
Pat, any other discussion? Any questions, concerns? It's a great trip. I went out last year. So I'm glad to see she's taking over for him not being our council. All right. Mr. Dill. Aye. Mrs. Forsythe.
Aye.
Mrs. Martin.
Aye.
Mr. Shaver.
Aye.
Mr. Stoneberg.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Motion carries. H, approval of the high school gym audio head-end equipment quote. With promotion support to approve the high school, gym audio head-end equipment quote as listed. Jesse?
Support.
Andy? Any other questions? This is for the gym sound system, right?
Gym sound system, right now it's run by, and Darryl can talk to it specifically, but right now it's run by an iPad. And if that iPad were to go down, we would be in trouble.
On the,
Oh, it's not.
It's on its life, so we can't recreate that, and we tried. So, and unfortunately, because of that iPad, we're under, he has to attend every single game function, because that's the only thing that runs the sound system up there right now.
How quickly is this gonna be done?
I'm hoping very quickly.
Okay, good.
on the,
We're hoping before, after basketball season.
Okay.
We're hoping before it dies.
on the terms and conditions, it lists Dalton Kellogg Schools of 1376 108th Street, Fire and Senate. So, I frequently have to overlook Daryl's work. Right, that's why I looked at it.
I'm swearing right here. Sounds like you need to install.
Yeah, he's attending the rest of the day.
Very good on the ladder.
You hold it for me.
Mrs. Martin?
I,
Mrs. Forsythe?
Aye.
Mr. Hill? Mr. Shaver?
Aye.
Mr. Stover?
Aye.
I vote aye as well, motion is carried. Approval of schools of choice window for the 26-27 school year. State School Aid Act allows the Rolling School District to count non-resident students in its membership count for the state on a voluntary basis and according to specific requirements. However, in order for that to happen, the school district must take action to participate in schools of choice and must comply with all aspects of state law or risk forfeiting 5% of the district's total state aid allocation. The Dalton Kellogg schools have participated in the schools of choice in the past, and do so again with the Board of Education's adoption of the attached resolution. From the People Accounting Manual, when an unlimited number of seats are offered, a district having an unlimited number of spaces enrolling Section 105 or Section 105C, non-resident pupils must do the following. Provide notice to public applications will be taken for non-residents for enrollment in specific grades, specific schools, or specific programs. The notification shall provide information, the place and manner for submitting an application, and the application period must be 15 calendar days. District may accept applications for enrollment until the end of the first week of school. Not later than the end of the first week of school, the district shall notify the parent, legal guardian, with each non-resident applicant who is accepted for enrolling in the grade, school, or program, the date by which applicant must enroll in the district, and the procedures for enrollment. The date for enrollment shall be no later than the end of the first week of school. Recommended the Board of Education participate in the schools of choice program for the 26-27 school year by adopting the attached resolution. Dalton Kellogg schools. Isn't it free read?
Thank you.
And what's the date on it? Do they have the
Okay.
There's two. This is a little different than what you guys have approved in the past. Typically, you did it only one window before school started. We're adding a second window just to be able to allow people who want to transfer in at the semester.
So the one will begin April 13th and end September 4th, and another one will be beginning December 7th and ending December 18th. I like it.
So those
Yeah.
are the two windows.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we have to go through a lot of, like if another person comes, we have to go through like a waiver process and it's getting superintendent signatures.
And we're gonna have a lot of them, so.
That's the whole.
I can't do that.
We use it.
Looking for motion support to approve the choice, school choice window for the 26-27 school year as well. So, Andy, support, yes. Any other discussion? Mr. Stover?
Aye.
Mrs. Martin?
I,
Mr. Shaver?
Aye.
Mrs. Forsythe?
I,
Mr. Dill? I vote aye as well, motion is carried.
one absent.
J, approval of Series 1 athletic stadium improvement bond bids.
Okay, you're on.
Wait, we have to make a motion first.
Looking for motion support to approve Series 1 and Point 3 improvement bond bids as listed.
So moved.
Jessica.
Support.
Kathy.
Now,
If there's any questions or discussion for Mr. Todd?
my question was, and people may already know it, but is the teen room, is that still go? Or there was down at the end, it's everything that we thought it was gonna be? Got it.
And
More, of course. Wasn't there a problem with it not fitting or something?
We got,
All right, that was my question,
Looks awesome.
yeah.
I can see pictures of it, it looks very good, so I'm excited for it, that'll be nice. I think that's a good, you know, this series kind of more showed on the outside, kind of showed people what the money's going towards, and it's just some good stuff. So, you got anything for us to explain or say, or anything?
No, I think we're really, stretching our funds. We're taking on more than we anticipated when we went out to bond. We're spending dollars wisely, and I'm excited about it. Taking care of some concerns that we heard around the track, the gravel along the track. We're actually going to pour an apron around the south side so that we don't see that gravel on the track and prolong the life there, so.
And the weeds growing in.
No weeds growing in it.
That'll look nice.
Who's not seeing?
And then we're on to the middle.
We gotta do the ag person.
Yeah, this is just it. So.
Oh, my bad,
sorry.
Greenhouse will be next.
Oh,
So,
Ag barn, no house then.
Excellent. Well, good, well, thank you for your work and your dedication to it, and we appreciate it.
what is the time frame? Best case?
So we'll break ground this spring, so, we're going to demo the old concession stand this spring during the track season. We're gonna partition that off, we'll keep access from the stadium when we have meetings. But the intent is to have it completed by, football season.
Awesome.
Don't want to sound.
oh.
You won't, I know you won't.
It's pretty, yeah. I'm not gonna say it. We got it.
Yeah.
Okay, busy summer.
We got business.
That's good. I'm glad it's happening. So, any other questions you got?
Thanks, John.
Mrs. Forsythe?
Aye.
Mr. Hill? Aye. Mrs. Martin?
Aye.
Mr. Shaver?
Aye.
Mr. Schoenberg? I will aye as well, motion is carried.
One answer.
All right, that completes our action items, folks. Moving on to public speakers. Hearing individuals and delegations related to board meeting agenda or school issues. Speakers are requested to state their name and address and invite them to 3-minute time. Anybody else here to speak to board? All right, good. Comments from board trustees. Anybody have anything? Comments, questions, or concerns?
I want to put a shout out and a thank you, I should have done a good job thing. Val Van Order, special ed teacher at the elementary, reached out to the senior apartments and brought over a bunch of Valentines for all the seniors there. I thought that was kind of cool. So, yeah.
From the kids.
Yeah. And she was going to other places too, but we were one of the stops, so. Yeah. Well, she called ahead of time to line it all up.
Anybody else have anything? No?
We bring them up to the Seventh Fathers is next week, so, and the band festival is next week, Wednesday. Morning,
And turn
9:45.
basketball.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I want to say, last week, Friday, I got to participate at the school here with sledding party out back. I pushed about 100 kids on the hill, that was fun, I all myself out. But it was fun to see all the kids out there and having a good time. I don't remember ever doing that with your kids. But it was just good to see all the kids out there, teachers, and, you know, like you said earlier, having all the parents in the building, I'm sure it's crazy. I enjoyed it, but it was welcoming, and thank you for that. Every time.
And 0 4th grade injuries on that.
I will be honest, I hope not too many people are watching at home. I did run into a kid when I was sledding down the hill, but he survived. So.
Did you feel like accident?
Near miss.
Oh,
Near miss.
Jared hasn't been walking this.
I will say, oh, go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will say the daddy daughter dance is one of them. Tonight, great turnout.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate everybody putting in all their hard work and time to make that happen. A
Yeah.
nice day for us.
Thanks for supporting Senior District.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
My eighth year in attendance. We got like 10 more.
And I was gonna say, yeah,
At least, maybe 12.
yeah.
But I also want to say thank you to our administrative team. So I know you guys have taken on a lot this year, and you continue to, step forward and take on duties and offer to move and make changes, and we appreciate the flexibility with that, working together on what fits our district best and what's best for our kids. And I know it's a lot, and we certainly appreciate everything you guys do for us. So thank you.
Good team.
All right, future meetings. Next meeting will be here, 7 o'clock, Tuesday, March 17th. Looking for motion support to adjourn board meeting. So, Andy, support. Jesse, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried.
Wanna
Adjourned at 8:20.
Now we'll be at the March meeting. So heads up, it might be a little shorter meeting. I'm not gonna be at the March meeting.
Celebrating St. Patrick's Day somewhere?
Yeah, with my grandbaby,
Looks like it.
for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we should.